this morning, sun's a bit hazy. Checking the forecast, things looking crazy. A storm on the horizon, the pressure is low. Gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on when trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling, you see. Prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities. We're making an impact. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up, we're ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road.
Let's do this, guys. Let's kick this can to the curb right now. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Emergency Management Associates. We're coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. Welcome to our program, everybody. We're glad to have you here. Guys, we have some troubling news. The pneumatic fault is increasing earthquakes. Again, I'm going to say that one more time tonight. The pneumatic fault has been increasing in magnitudes of the earthquakes. Unreal, guys. Uncut, picking real. Sleeping Volcano's here with us in the chat. Guys, please join her in the chat as well. Why won't you come and join us in the chat? I'm going to do that throughout this program tonight. Guys, again, the pneumatic fault has been increasing in earthquakes. Okay? The pneumatic fault has been increasing in the number and the strength of the earthquakes. That's ongoing now. Okay? We told you it's going to happen. It's happening now. Every week, we've noticed an increase in magnitude of the earthquakes, meaning the strength of the earthquakes and also the number of earthquakes as well. Okay? I'm going to point that out in just a few minutes. Before we get to that, I'm going to bring up our U.S. Army singers with our national anthem. With our national anthem, guys. Here's the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty liberty and justice for all.
Now would you make welcome, straight from Washington, D.C., the United States Army Corps Quartet.
Yeah.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Oh, yeah! Come on, folks, let them know it. America's finest right there.
America's finest, the United States Army Barbershop Quartet, performing in the Barbershop Quartet Convention in 2020. We appreciate these brethren doing this for us. We appreciate their voices. We appreciate their patriotism to our country. We appreciate their service to their country as well. Guys, we love our country. This is not just the July 4th celebration. This is the United States of America. We appreciate our country very much. Now, guys, we have some issues we need to talk about. Number one, please give us a thumbs up for our program. If you enjoy what we're doing here on our program, please give us a thumbs up. Also, please, guys, please subscribe to our program. It's not just a small little thing, it's a big thing. Please subscribe to our program. Many of you may think you're still subscribed, but you may not be. If you're not getting notified when we come on the program, you may not be subscribed to this program. So if you think you're subscribed, go back and make sure you're still subscribed to this program. If you're not, please hit that subscription button. We need your support. Also, along with that, right next to that little subscription button, there's a little bell icon. Click on that little bell icon. Clicking on that, you'll see a drop-down menu, 3 items come up. Click on that. When that menu comes up, there will be a word ALL, all. Click on that, okay? That will get you notified when we come on the program. But be advised, YouTube does not always notify everybody when we come on the air. YouTube doesn't like that, okay? They don't like supporting our program. They continue degrading our program, okay? You can help us by making sure you subscribe to our program, making sure you come on our program when we come on the program. And yes, we come on the program Monday through Friday, sometime after 4 p.m. and between 4 and 6 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. Now that can change, okay? That can change drastically. If something big happens day or night, Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday included, we'll come on the air and tell you about it as soon as the information becomes available. We've done that for a long time now. We thank you for helping support our program. Also, guys, besides that, okay, please stay with our program. If you're only here for a few minutes, you're not going to get the majority of what we're talking about. You're not going to get the important information you're going to need to save your lives. Yes, guys, I'm holding that out in front of you. We put out information every day we come on the air to try to save people's lives. That's the main impetus to this program, to save people's lives, especially with tonight's program. Okay, especially with tonight's program. We're going to be talking in a few minutes about the new Madrid fault. The new Madrid fault has been increased in magnitude substantially all over the fault from south to north, north to south. The magnitude strength of the earthquakes are increasing, and the number of earthquakes are also increasing. I'm going to show you that tonight. But before we do that, let's go down and look at the USGS map here. Okay? We have got a bunch of large earthquakes around the globe that we want to talk about tonight. I'm going to take down our EMA banner here. I'm going to take down a webcam for the time being. I'll be back. I promise you I will be back. Now, with these earthquakes, okay, they're increasing. Large earthquakes are increasing around the globe, as you can see. Okay, it's increasing all over the place. Okay, now I'm going to start down here in the South Pacific. These earthquakes in the South Pacific, just south of New Zealand here, in the Bellini Islands here, okay? This is a 5.5 earthquake here. 5.5, very large earthquake. Okay, it's on the Antarctic Ridge in the Bellini Islands region. Okay, a 5.5 earthquake is a big earthquake. Okay, now north of there, notice that the USGS is not even talking about New Zealand. We have 2.0, 2.9, we have 3.0 to 3.5, and 4.0 earthquakes around New Zealand. I'm not going to stop and talk about those like I normally do because we're going to run out of time if we do that. But I'm telling you that they are there. USGS continues not wanting to talk about it because they realize one thing. At some point in time, over here on the east side of the North Island of New Zealand, they're going to have a very, very strong earthquake here. A megathrust 8.0 earthquake here on the east side of the North Island of New Zealand. An 8.0 megathrust earthquake. It's going to happen. And as a result of that going to happen, the numbers of earthquakes on the North Island and on the east side of the North Island have also increased. I've been showing that to you almost every day that we've been on the air. Let's go over here to the north. Over in the southern Tonga region, 245 kilometers south of Oahu, Tonga here, we have another 5.4 earthquake here. Another 5.4 earthquake here. Oahu, Tonga is further to the north up here. Okay, a 5.4 earthquake here in Tonga, southern part of Tonga. Now let's go over here to Vanuatu. USGS not showing any earthquakes in Fiji. There are earthquakes in Fiji, but over here in Vanuatu, we have another large 5.2 earthquake here. 5.2 earthquake out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, not near any islands, guys. This is approximately 60 miles southwest of this angle, Vanuatu. 60 miles southwest of this angle, Vanuatu. This is a 5.2 earthquake. This is a 5.8 earthquake here. This 5.2 here is an aftershock of this 5.8 earthquake that hit here this morning. A 5.8 earthquake here again. A big deal. A big deal. Even though it's not near any island here in Vanuatu, it's still a big deal. This means seismic energy is here. This seismic energy can hit anywhere around the islands it wants, and it can even hit the islands as well. Most of these islands in Vanuatu are occupied inhabited islands, guys. Okay. Now, with that said, down here in New Caledonia, we've had earthquakes here, and we're going to have more earthquakes here again. We've had large earthquakes here. They're going to happen again. I fully expect within the next week, maybe even less than that, next few days, we may have a very large earthquake here in New Caledonia. Be aware it's going to happen. Okay? A 5.3 and a 5.2 and a 5.8 earthquake here in Vanuatu here today. Okay? Let's leave here and go over here to Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea. Another large earthquake hit right here, just off the coast of Papua New Guinea here. A 5.0 earthquake here. Now, guys, like all the other earthquakes here in Vanuatu or Tonga, these are shallow earthquakes. Shallow earthquakes. Shallow earthquakes make the ground vibrate. They make the ground vibrate, and if they hit on land, it means these people feel these earthquakes. These large earthquakes cause a large amount of damage. Regardless of what USGS wants to call them, large earthquakes cause a large amount of damage. This time last year, about spring of last year, USGS started calling large earthquakes moderate earthquakes. There is no such thing as a moderate large earthquake. They want to call them moderate earthquakes because they want people to understand, oh, it's not going to hurt you. Nothing's going to hurt you. But large earthquakes can cause a large amount of damage, and they do. They do. Just because USGS changes the name doesn't mean it changes the outcome of the earthquake. Outcome is the same. Large earthquake, large damage here. Okay? This is in Papua New Guinea. Let's go over here to the west, okay? Notice this. Over here in Indonesia, USGS is showing 2 earthquakes here in northern Indonesia. There are 62 earthquakes here in Indonesia today. They are showing 2. This is outlandish. This is outlandish, guys. 62 earthquakes, they show 2 earthquakes here. Today, a 4.6 earthquake in Ternate, Indonesia. A moderate 4.6 earthquake here in Ternate, Indonesia. Again, it is a shallow quake. This is a 4.8 near Tobelo, Indonesia. 4.8 moderate earthquake here in Tobelo, Indonesia. This is also a fairly shallow quake of 40 kilometers deep. USGS not showing any earthquakes here south of the Philippines. There are 8 earthquakes here that USGS is not showing. Going up here into central Philippines, we have a large 5.0 earthquake here. Large 5.0 earthquake here, guys. Again, the entire world is being hit by large earthquakes. The entire world is getting hit by large earthquakes. I've seen Sage Pup in our chat. God bless you, Sage Pup. Sage Pup does not get a huge chance to come in our program here. We appreciate him being here. He's a great help to our program. He's also moderator on this program. Welcome Sage Pup to our program, guys. We appreciate him. George Rashad is here. Thank you for being here, George. George is a dear friend of mine. I appreciate him being here. Okay? Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay? Now, USGS is not showing any other earthquakes here. Over here on the southern west side of Luzon, Philippines here, this is where Manila, Philippines is. Luzon, Philippines here. There are other moderate and small earthquakes around Luzon, Philippines here. Just because USGS is not showing them doesn't mean they didn't happen. They did happen. Now, while we're talking about this is Taiwan. This is the island of Taiwan. Now, why is this important? Because about midnight tonight, Typhoon Bobby is going to hit the island of Taiwan. Typhoon Bobby that hit over in the Mariana Islands earlier this week is going to hit Taiwan, and after that is going to go into central China. The people here on Taiwan have had several days to bat down the hatches here before this typhoon hits. The typhoon left some dead over in the Mariana Islands, Rota, Saipan, Tinian, and Guam. Now the typhoon is going to hit here about midnight. Right after that, it's going to hit central China. Central China's already been hit by Typhoon Waze here earlier this week. That's going to get hit with a super typhoon here tonight into Friday. Super Typhoon Bobby is going to hit here. It's going to render these people totally annihilated. 3 dams burst here in China, and they've really left the Chinese people here homeless. They've left a lot of people dead. The floodwaters from those burst dams here in China have rushed through these villages that were not prepared for the typhoon at all, and even the possibility of dam breaks. They've really riddled the Chinese people to a pencil lead. Okay? I'm saying that as a metaphor because they don't have much life left. Where those floodwaters have already hit, they're going to be hit again. More dams may go down as well. We need to be praying for the Chinese people, the poor Chinese people here. Okay? While we're doing that, over here in central China, we have another 5.0 large earthquake here. Large 5.0 earthquake, guys. Again, this is a shallow earthquake, meaning where this earthquake hit, there's going to be damage here. Large earthquakes cause large amounts of damage. Just because this earthquake appears to be an area not completely hit by earthquakes before, it has been. And there are towns and cities all over this area. This is a 5.0 earthquake. This is a 5.1 earthquake here. Right next to it is a 4.6 here. 4.6. These earthquakes are shallow earthquakes, and those shallow earthquakes are leaving damage here in China. Okay? That's what's going on here. Now, I want to go over here on my other map here on my other device. I want to show you what is going on here in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is also being hit by earthquakes all over. Literally all over. Give me a second here, guys. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to give you a little geography lesson here. Before we get up to Afghanistan, I want to go over here into the Indian Ocean here. The central Indian Ocean here. Right in this area here. Okay. USGS is not showing this earthquake. Okay. It's in the Chagos Archipelago region of the Indian Ocean here. Okay. Right here. Right here. Okay. Let me bring up a webcam here. Right here. There is another 5.3 earthquake here. 5.3 earthquake here in the Indian Ocean. This earthquake did not get anywhere near any islands here, fortunately. was not anywhere near any islands, but it's on the fault zone. The fault zone here in the Central Indian Ocean, meaning this energy here is going to go to the northwest here. It's going to filter to the northwest here. As you can see, this fault zone goes over here towards Saudi. It also goes directly up to Iran. Goes up directly into Iran. That means this energy, guys, may flow into Iran, and we probably will see another large earthquake in Iran in the next 2 to 3 days. Next 2 to 3 days here. Okay? But they're also not showing us any earthquakes whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever here in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, guys. Right here in central India, they're showing us a 4.2 earthquake here. 10 kilometers deep, 6.2 miles deep. 4.2 moderate earthquake here. Yes, guys, there are towns here in the outlying portions of India here. These towns felt this earthquake. 4.2 moderate earthquake. Moderate earthquakes in these areas cause damage. They cause damage, guys. These towns here are impoverished areas. They're not like the United States. They're not like Japan. They're not out like Australia. Not even. These are impoverished areas. When these moderate earthquakes come here and here, they destroy their lifestyle. They destroy their lifestyle. Now, let's go over here into Pakistan here. Right here. We have another 4.1 earthquake here. 4.1 earthquake here in Pakistan. This also is 10 kilometers, 6.2 miles deep. 4.1 energy here, moderate earthquake. Some areas of Pakistan are also impoverished areas. When that happens, those areas get hit, they lose their lifestyle. They lose their lifestyle. They have to start over. Now, what I'm going to show you next may blow your mind. As I said, I'm going to give you a little geography lesson here. USGS is not showing us any earthquakes here in the Myanmar-Burma area. They're not showing any earthquakes here in Thailand or Cambodia. They're not showing any earthquakes further down here to the south in Sumatra, Indonesia. Like I said, there's 62 earthquakes in Indonesia total. Now, what I'm going to show you is a history and geography lesson here. Central Sumatra here. This is a 3.1 small earthquake. 3.1 small earthquake here. Northern Sumatra here. 3 more earthquakes. This is a 2.7 minor earthquake here. Going north on the fault zone here. This is a 2.9. This is a 2.5 minor earthquakes here. Minor earthquakes. Prior to this, we've seen 4.0, 4.5, even 5.0 earthquakes here in Sumatra. Notice these earthquake faults, guys. Please pay attention to these earthquake faults. Why is that? The simple reason is this. Guys, these are tectonic plates. These are tectonic plates. As I have explained this to you before, even over here as far south and east as New Zealand, Tongan, Fiji, New Caledonia, Vanuatu, the Solomon Islands, Australia, Papua Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, all of Indonesia here, going up into the Philippines, Taiwan, and further north into Japan, including Southeast Asia here are parts of 7 different tectonic plates in play here. They are a part of 7 different tectonic plates in play in this region. In this region, guys, one plate is subducting under the other just like this. That's why we have so many earthquakes. That's why we have so many earthquakes. And not to be outdone here, not to be outdone at all. Seismic energy comes from Indonesia here, goes here into Southeast Asia. Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, Myanmar, Burma area. Now it's called Myanmar. They have it here on the map as Burma. That's Myanmar. Seismic energy goes here, right up the edge of the tectonic plates, edge of the faults. Now guess what we have here? Thailand, 2.8 minor earthquake. 2.8 earthquake in Thailand. Let's go up here right next to the fault zone again. Myanmar, Burma, 3.4 energy here. 3.4 earthquake here. Then we go north here, also in Myanmar. 3.1 small earthquake. Going north here. 3.2 small earthquake. 3.1 small earthquake. Going north here, a 2.8 minor earthquake. Then we go north into the Himalaya Mountains here. North into Himalaya Mountains right here. Yes, guys, the seismic energy from the edge of the tectonic plates goes over here into the Himalaya Mountains. The Himalaya Mountains here are the edge of the tectonic plate in this region. They are the edge of the tectonic plate in this region. That's why we have a 3.2 earthquake that USGS is not showing here. 3.2 earthquake here. But not to be outdone, we're going to show you 3 more earthquakes here near the Himalaya Mountains. This one is north of the Himalayas in Tibet. 3.9, 4.0 earthquake here. Back down into the Himalaya Mountains here, 2.3 minor earthquake here. Going a little bit to the north and west here, Tibet again, a 3.5 earthquake here. Again on the edge of the plate here. Okay? But USGS is not going to show what's going on, are they? Not at all. Not at all. Going westbound into the Himalaya Mountains, or through the Himalaya Mountains here, over towards Afghanistan. Over towards Afghanistan. There's another 3.0 earthquake right here. U.S. agency not showing it. Guys, that's pretty bad. Then we go north here. We go north here. A 4.3 earthquake, moderate earthquake in Rabot, Tajikistan. USGS has this as a 4.3 in Kadud, Afghanistan. European map has that as Rabot, Tajikistan, 4.3 earthquake here. Then going north again, also in Tajikistan, right here, a 5.0 earthquake here. 5.0 earthquake right there. 5.0 earthquake right here. Okay? Again, this is the edge of the plate. In this case, the edge of the plate goes here to the north and it heads west here. Heads west here, over towards the Caspian Sea. On the same token, The edge of the plate goes down here to the south and goes through southern Iran. And then over here, right here, just south and east of Baghdad, 4.5 earthquake here. 4.5 earthquake here east of Baghdad. 4.5 earthquake here. It's called Western Iran. 4.5 moderate earthquake here. And we're not done. We are not done at all. Okay? That southern part of the plate continues to have earthquakes here. Earthquakes continue, guys. They go up north here. 2.8. Minor earthquake. 2.0. Now, why am I showing you this? Why am I showing you this? Right here, the Turkey-Syria border region. Eastern Turkey, Western Syria. The Turkey-Syria border region. February 3rd, 2023. February 3rd, 2023. We had a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake hit here. February 3rd, 2023, just over 3 years ago. Guys, that was a major earthquake, huge major earthquake. It unalived over 5,000 people here in Turkey, Syria, and injured over 5,000 others. It also left a 14-mile long gap in the earth here. 14-mile long gap, a fissure opened up in the earth. That fissure could house an 18-story building inside that fissure. An 18-story building inside that fissure. That is how strong this earthquake was. This area here has about 20 to 30 earthquakes every day. And as you can see, they are having them every day still. 3 years after that 9.0, 10.0 earthquake happened, we're still getting earthquakes here. Yes, some of those are tremors, 1.0, 1.9. Yes, they get 2.0, 2.9 minor earthquakes. They also get 3.0, 3.9, and even 4.5 earthquakes here in Turkey's Syria border region. That's what happens when you have a major seismic event here, like we're going to have in the Cascade region, like we're going to have in the Nomad region very soon. It's going to happen. Promise you it's going to happen, guys. Promise you that. Sleeping Volcano here in the chat. She's my resident seismic coordinator over on Facebook Messenger page with Quakes and Volcanoes on Messenger page. She runs that page. She puts out earthquakes that are happening every day there on her Facebook Messenger page. Here she's talking about Masharita, India. Another 4.6 earthquake just hit. Okay? They're happening all the time. Now, guys, what I'm going to show you now is Turkey. Look at all these earthquakes in northern, southern, and western Turkey as well. Big time earthquakes, guys. Big time earthquakes, I'm telling you. Just because USGS didn't show them doesn't mean they didn't happen. They did. 3.2, 3.5, 4.5, 4.8, even 5.0 earthquakes here in western Turkey. And not to be outdone, not to be outdone right here. Right down here. Right down here. Just west of Crete, Greece. Just west of Crete, Greece here. 4.4 moderate earthquake here. 4.4 moderate earthquake, but they're also not showing you everything that's going on here. Right here is a 2.6 minor earthquake there. 4.4 and a 2.6 minor earthquake right there. Then on the fault zone, just west of that earthquake, there is another 3.1 on the edge of the plate here. The edge of the tectonic plate here in the western Mediterranean Sea here. Unreal. Again, USGS not even showing these earthquakes. That's sad. That's very sad they're not showing these earthquakes. Earthquakes here all the time. All the darn time. Let's go over here to Eastern Crete here. We have 3 earthquakes here. On the southern shore of Crete, Greece here, we have a 3.7 minor small earthquake here. 3.7 small earthquake here. Off the coast of Crete, we have a 3.0 small earthquake here. And down here, further off the coast, we have a 2.8 minor earthquake here. These 2 earthquakes in the water here were not felt. Were not felt because they were not on land. This earthquake here just off the coast here, a 3.7 probably was not also felt because it happened in the water. The Mediterranean Sea absorbed the seismic waves from these earthquakes here. That's why they were not felt here in Crete, Greece. But they happened nonetheless. Regardless, they happened. Okay? Now, I want to go into southern Italy really quick here before we go over here to the Pneumatic Fault. This also is very important. Look at this, guys. USGS not showing any earthquakes here in Sicily here. Nothing here in Sicily. Right here, we have a 2.0 minor earthquake here. This is important. I'll explain that why in just a minute. 2.0 minor earthquake here. Over here to the slightly to the east, going north, this is a 1.1 tremor here. Not the only earthquakes here, guys. 3 more earthquakes here, off just over here on the shoreline of Sicily. Another 1.1 tremor. Going north here, out into the ocean here. 1.8 tremor here. Out in the ocean again. 1.3 tremor here. Why is that important? What is happening out here in the ocean here? We have 2 active volcanoes here. 2 active volcanoes, Stromboli and Mount Etna. Mount Etna has been blowing its stack for about 3 weeks now. Mount Etna here has been blowing its stack for 3 weeks. Earthquake after earthquake, lava flow after lava flow, and guess what it's been doing here? Guess what it's been doing here? Some parts of Europe have had to cancel their airline flights because of the eruptions at Mount Etna. Several countries around Europe have had to cancel their airline flights because of the eruptions of Mount Etna down here. Okay? Why don't you know that? Why don't you know that? Because the USGS not even showing it. They're not showing anything going on here. What's worse? What's worse here, guys? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you right now. Okay? We've talked a lot about this in the past. I'm going to bring it up again right now. I'm going to bring it up again right now. Right here. Vesuvius here is moving. Vesuvius volcano erupted back in 1942. It last erupted in 1942. Now, guys, that was a long time ago. I understand that. I totally get that. I totally get that. I understand very much. When Vesuvius volcano erupted in 1942, it spewed lava all over this area, all around the volcano right here. Notice all around Vesuvius here, it's a very metropolitan area. Very metropolitan area now. Over 700,000 people live around Mount Vesuvius today. Over 700,000 people live around Mount Vesuvius today. Let me show you something else, guys. If Mount Vesuvius erupts again, it's going to look like this. This is 1942 when Mount Vesuvius last erupted. Before that, Pompeii was here. Pompeii was here, guys. And you know the story of Pompeii. It completely obliterated the town of Pompeii, killing everyone within its bounds. Now, the authorities here in Italy have proposed an evacuation area all around Vesuvius volcano. They proposed an evacuation area all around Vesuvius volcano here. This is a slide here showing you the past lava flows around Vesuvius and eruption deposits. Mount Vesuvius is going to erupt again. Movement is ongoing. USGS is not going to show it. European agency is not going to show it now. But guys, earlier this year, when we zoom into Vesuvius volcano, they would show us steam coming from the volcano. Now they're not. But Vesuvius is alive and well. It's rumbling, it's rising up. The uplift of Vesuvius is incredible. It's incredible. 3 to 4 inches a month. 3 to 4 inch increase in Vesuvius level every month. That's huge. Earthquakes are causing that. Magma down inside Vesuvius is raising this volcano higher, higher and higher. Magma that's coming into Vesuvius volcano is fracturing rock inside the volcano, causing these earthquakes. That's what's going on here. Now, we haven't talked about it in a little while now, but I'm going to talk about it again right now. Right over here, near Naples. We have Campi Flegrei here. Campi Flegrei. The second volcano that is also increasing in size. Every one of these cones here are volcanic eruptions when Vesuvius last erupted, but in this case, lava came out of these cones here. Now this area is also being uplifted by the magma beneath the cones. This area here is seen an uplift here. Notice also the same thing that I showed you here around Mount Vesuvius is also happening here, around Campi Flegrei. Happening. The authorities here around Campi Flegrei have also intended to evacuate citizens here in Campi Flegrei, just like they've done over at Vesuvius. Now, we had a steam eruption at Vesuvius earlier this year. They evacuated a lot of citizens around Vesuvius. They evacuated plenty of citizens here around Campi Flegrei as well. Campi Flegrei is also rising up. It's uplifting. That means there's magma down here beneath the surface here. Be advised, we're going to see another eruption here probably very soon. Probably very soon. But there's something else going on here. Ponza. Ponza here, guys, is also a volcanic island. And around this volcanic island, there are towns here. There are people that are living here. Guys, this volcano is also uplifting. The volcano here on Ponza is also uplifting. That means there's going to be a volcanic eruption here at some point in time. I wanted to make sure everybody knows that because nobody else has talked about it. Nobody else is talking about it. I just found out more about this as I studied for this program today. Be advised, it's going to happen. It's a matter of time. 3 volcanoes, Vesuvius, Campi Flegrei, and Ponza out here in the ocean here. Remember that. It's going to happen. It's moving. It's moving, guys. USGS not showing anything going on. They never do. That's the bad thing about the USGS. They're neglecting what's going on here. They're going to have an answer here. We're going to see an answer here why USGS is doing it. Oh, we didn't know about it. We didn't know about it. Why did you not know about it? European agencies showing earthquakes here. European agencies showing earthquakes here. Why didn't you know about it? But they're going to tell everybody, oh, we didn't know about it. It's called plausible deniability. Plausible deniability, guys. A very sad state of affairs. Earthquakes all over Europe here. Earthquakes all over Europe and also Scandinavia as well. They're not showing them. They're not showing them, guys. Why not? Why not? Let's go up here north of Iceland here. North of Iceland here. This is a 4.7 earthquake here. 61 kilometers east-northeast of Svalbard. North-northeast of Svalbard. Small islands over here in the North Sea here. Svalbard. 4.6 earthquake here. Why are we having earthquakes here? The same reason we have earthquakes here in the Mid-Atlantic. The Mid-Atlantic Ocean is expanding. The Mid-Atlantic plate here is expanding. Expansion, guys, earthquakes here. And it doesn't mean, just because USGS is not showing it, doesn't mean it's not happening. It is happening every day. Earthquakes are happening here every day. For example, I want to show you this. This is just one more earthquake the USGS is not showing us here. In the central mid-Atlantic, offshore from Portugal. Offshore from Portugal here. This is a 2.4 minor earthquake here. 2.4 minor earthquake. Just south of here in the South Mid-Atlantic here, we had a 5.0 large earthquake here yesterday. 5.0 earthquake hit here yesterday. USGS didn't show it, did they? They have the reasons. They have the reasons. Yesterday we had a lot of earthquakes down here in the South Sandwich Islands. Lots of them. Today they're not showing any earthquakes here. That seismic energy moved up the Antarctic Ridge here and has moved into the South Mid-Atlantic here. That seismic energy, that large seismic energy has moved up here in the South Mid-Atlantic. And we're going to see it here very soon. You'll see it very soon. The Atlantic Ocean is pushing South America and Africa. South America is being pushed in a south-southwesterly direction. Africa and Europe is being pushed in a south southeast direction. Southeast direction. Okay? While South America, Mexico, the United States and Canada, and also Greenland, can't forget Greenland, Canada, and the United States and Mexico is being pushed, and South America is being pushed in the southwesterly direction. That's why we have earthquakes here on the East Coast that USGS is also not showing us. We may talk about those as late as Friday. USGS is showing us some earthquakes here today. I want to go over here and talk about this. Okay, right here. Right here. East Tennessee seismic zone. Greenback, Tennessee. 1.5 tremor here in Greenback, Tennessee. East Tennessee seismic zone. Why? Why are we having that earthquake here? They're also not showing us a lot of other earthquakes here. Hall, Tennessee, for example. St. Martin, Tennessee. All in East Tennessee seismic zone in the southern east continental divide. The southern part of the East Continental Divide. That's why we have earthquakes here. All up and down the Continental Divide, including where I live. Including in the foothills where I live, which is right here. Right here. Asheville's part of the Continental Divide. I live over here in Morganton. In the foothills of the Continental Divide. We have earthquakes here as well. 3 years ago here in Morganton, we had a 4.5 earthquake. 4.5 moderate earthquake here in Morganton, North Carolina, because of the Eastern Continental Divide. Why? Why? It's simple. Again, the mid-Atlantic fault is expanding, pushing Canada and the United States and Mexico in a southwesterly direction. That's what's causing all these earthquakes here. All the earthquakes that they are not showing us here. Tomorrow, Friday, I'm going to show you earthquakes here in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, and Virginia. They're happening. They're happening. Okay? But here in the Continental Divide region, we're also seeing earthquakes here. 5 years ago when I first moved here, actually 6 years ago before I moved here in North Carolina, again in the Continental Divide region, right up here. Sparta, North Carolina, right here. Sparta, North Carolina, right here. We had a 5.1 earthquake right here. 5.1 large earthquake here on the Continental Divide. Okay? We're going to see more earthquakes like that. We're going to see more earthquakes like that. Okay? Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Let's move over here to the New Madrid Fault. Today, USGS is again not showing all the earthquakes here. This is Matthews, Missouri. Wait till I show you the seismogram from Matthews, Missouri. They're showing a 2.0 earthquake here in Matthews, Missouri. Just wait till I show you all the earthquakes here. Again, they're not showing hardly anything going on here. This is a false story here. They're showing a false story. They would have us believe nothing's going on here, but there are earthquakes here. There are earthquakes here. There are also earthquakes up here in Illinois. In Illinois. Today, I'm going to show you earthquakes up here in Decatur, Illinois. Up here in Decatur, Illinois. We're going to see 2.5, 3.0, and I believe 3.5 earthquakes here in Decatur, Illinois, in the north end of the Pneumatic Fault. The north end of the Pneumatic Fault here. Okay? Earthquakes are also happening here in Evansville, Indiana. Evansville, Indiana. Earthquakes are also happening over here in Iowa as a result of the Pneumatic Fault. Wait till I show you what I'm going to show you here. I think you're going to get blown away. I think you're going to get blown away. Now, over here in the Great Lakes, north of Chicago here, a 2.9 minor earthquake here. A 2.9 minor earthquake here. 2.9, 3.0. Remember those numbers. USGS downgrades earthquakes to nearest 0.9. They always have, they always will. Garen, cotton, pig, and tea, they do that all the time. All the darn time. This is probably a 3.0, 3.1 earthquake out here in the Great Lakes here. Okay? Earthquakes happen. Now, guys, this is the first earthquake here in the Great Lakes I've seen since I came on the air over 7 years ago. The first earthquake I've seen here in the Great Lakes since I came on the air 7 years ago. Over 7 years ago. However, it's not going to be the only one. It's not going to be the only one here. I'm going to show you the reason right now. Okay? On USGS, they're not going to show you anything here. They're not going to show us anything here at all. The European agency is not showing much of anything in it either. Guess what we have going on up here to the north? Guess what we have going on up here to the north? There is a volcano out here. There's a volcano out here, guys. Right in the middle of the lake. Right smack dab in the middle of the lake, there's a volcano. Check it out yourself. There's a volcano out here. At some point in time, these volcanoes are going to erupt. They're going to erupt at some point in time. We don't know when. We don't know when. That's Huron. We don't know where they're going to erupt. Look at this. Here you see on the USGS map, you can see part of the volcano right here. Now, guys, it used to be on these maps, you can see the volcano quite clearly. They've done a number on these maps here where you can't see the volcano clearly here. But here over on the right-hand side of your screen here, you can see the outline of the volcano right here. The rim of the volcano out here. It's right there. You can see it. It's there. It's there. There's a volcano there in the Great Lakes. There's a volcano there in the Great Lakes. They're going to erupt. They're going to erupt. Now, I have not seen any evidence of it even climbing to that region yet. We see no earthquakes there at all. We see no earthquakes at all here until today, over here just north of Chicago. just north of Chicago right here. We're going to keep watching this area very closely here. It's going to happen at some point in time. It's going to happen at some point in time. Now, let's get talking about the new manifold here. I've got a lot of data to show you here. Guys, please pay close attention to what I'm showing you here. It's vital to everybody's understanding here. A lot of people live on the new manifold. A lot of people up and down the fault. Millions of people. We're talking probably close to 7 to 8 million people living up and down the entire new manifold. Here, right here, Bay Village, Arkansas, this morning. Bay Village, Arkansas here this morning, guys. This is important. Now, again, I've told you what happens late at night, early in the morning. The top of this seismogram is recording nothing. Very little of anything. Microquakes in terms at best. That is because between 7 o'clock and 7 a.m. in the morning, 7 p.m. at night to 7 a.m. in the morning, they turn the seismograms down, turn the seismograph itself down. The seismograph is a machine. The seismogram is a computer readout from the seismograph. The seismogram we're showing you here is a computer readout from the seismograph itself. Bay Village, Arkansas here. What are we seeing here? Let's enlarge it so you can see what I want to show you here today. Right here. Right here. What do you see? About 5 a.m. this morning, we're starting to see some tremors here, aren't we? Tremors here. Then after 6:45 this morning, 6:45 on the green line on the far left, we go 6:45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, right between 450 or 6:51 and 6:55 or 6:52, I should say. Between 6:51 and 6:52, we're having a 2.5 earthquake here. Starts off with tremors, and then a 2.5 earthquake here, and then more tremors after that. Then for the next 45 minutes, tremors, nothing but tremors here. Then we move down here to 8 a.m. this morning. 8 a.m. this morning. Here at 8 a.m. on the black line, nothing. Nothing. Okay? Tremors at the most. Small, tiny tremors, 1.0, 1.2, 1.3 tremors. Nothing. 8:15 on the red line. More tremors. Out here to the right here. And this is about 8. I want to make sure I'm right. 8:26, 8:27 this morning. 2.0 earthquake. Tremors building up to 2.0 minor earthquake. Then we come down here to the next blue line on the left-hand side. More tremors. But right before 8:31, we have a 2.7, 2.8 earthquake here. 2.7, 2.8 earthquake here in Bay Village, Arkansas, on the west side of the Nevada Fault. Then more tremors here this morning. More tremors here this morning. Then this afternoon, the same thing. More tremors here this afternoon. And after 2:30 this afternoon, over here on the right, in the center right here, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just after 2:39 this afternoon, we have a 2.0, 2.2 earthquake, then another 2.0, 2.3, then more tremors. More tremors. Bay Village, Arkansas, today on the west side of the Nomad Fault. Let's look at Catfish Pond, Arkansas. Catfish Pond, Arkansas. The top black line here is 12 midnight on the left-hand side. Then again, okay? Then again, right here, we come over here to 5 a.m. Tremors on the black line. Tremors on the black line here. Six a.m., 6:30, tremors. 6:45, a handful of tremors. Then we come down to 7 a.m., nothing. Nothing but 1.0 tremors. 7:15, tiny tremors. We go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes later, 4 minutes later, we have more tremors here on the red line. We come all the way over to the right. Again, here we're at 7:27 a.m. this morning, 2.7, 2.8 earthquake and more tremors then. 7:30 on the blue line, nothing, tiny tremors. On the green line after that, tremors all the way over here to the right here. Very small, 1.5, 1.7, 1.8 tremors. Then we drop down here to 8 a.m. 8:0, actually, start over here on the far left-hand side, 8 a.m. on the black line. Tremors start off, 8:01, tremors. 8:02, all of a sudden we have a 2.0 earthquake. Then right after that, we don't see much more of the black line because the red line after that is covering it up. But we see earthquakes happening anyway. Minor earthquakes happen here this morning after 8 a.m. 8:02, 8:03, 8:03 in 30 seconds, 2.0, 2.2 earthquakes happening, then tremors after that. Then 8:15 this morning on the red line on the left-hand side. Tremors building up after 8:16, 1.7, 1.8 tremors. 8:17 on that dark black line. All of a sudden we have a 2.9, 3.0 earthquake. 2.9, 3.0 earthquake here. Catfish Pond, Arkansas. Again on the New Madrid Fault. Move over to the right, more tremors, and then again, these tremors lead to a 2.0 earthquake sequence that lasts about 10 or 15 seconds. Then it turns down to nothing but tremors for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and another 1.8, 1.9 tremor series. Then we drop down here to the blue line after that. The blue line here after 8 o'clock a.m. is 8:30, 8:30 a.m. We come over here, 8:01, 1.1, 1.2 tremors, 8:02, 8:03, starting at 8:04, 1.9, 2.0 earthquakes, 1.9 tremors, 2.0 earthquakes here. This is important because within about 30, 40 seconds, all of a sudden we have a 3.0 to 3.3 earthquake. 3.0, 3.3 earthquake. Why do I say that? Because notice with this seismic series, the seismic energy, the top of the seismic sequence is cut off. The bottom of the sequence is also cut off, meaning this was a large earthquake. By itself, this is a 3.0 earthquake. This is probably a 3.3 earthquake. 3.3 earthquake. This earthquake lasts about 30 seconds. About 30 seconds back-to-back earthquakes here. 30 seconds, 3.3 earthquakes here. Then it dies down to 2.8, 2.9, 2.5, 2.0, and nothing but tremors after that. Then we drop down here to 8:45 on the green line. For 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes, we have tremors. 8:50 a.m. this morning. All of a sudden, we have a 2.4, 2.5 earthquake. Then after that, we have another 3.2 sequence here. Maybe even 3.3 earthquakes here. Okay? Catfish Pond, Arkansas this morning was very active, wasn't it? 3.2, 3.3 earthquake here. This seismic sequence lasted from 8:49 to 8:52. 8:49 to 8:52 here. The last one was a 1.9 tremor, 2.0 earthquake. That's it. Then more tremors. Then at 9:45 on the green line on the left-hand side, we move over here to about 9:55. Actually, no, not that. 9:52. About 9:52. Another 3.2 earthquake again. 9:52 this morning. Okay? It happened. It happened, guys. Okay? Then we have tremors after that, after 10 a.m. 10:15 over on the left-hand side. We move over here to the right. Now we are at 10:25, 10:26 a.m. this morning. Another 3.0, 3.2 earthquake here. 3.2, maybe 3.1, 3.2 earthquake here. This seismic sequence lasts about 3 to 5 seconds and drops off the minor earthquake and then the tremors again and builds up to 2.0 earthquakes and drop down to tremors again. Then quietness here. Quietness for about a half hour. Okay? 10:30, nothing. 10:45 on the green line, nothing. Then we drop down here to 11 a.m. on the black line here on the left-hand side. We have tiny tremors. 11, 11:01, 11:02, 11:03. Then right about 11:04, all of a sudden we have a 3.3, 3.5 earthquake happen again. 3.3, 3.5 earthquake happen again. Why is it that? Because the top and the bottom of this sequence was cut off. That means this was a stronger earthquake than they're showing. Here they're showing at least a 3.2, 3.3 earthquake. This was at least that. This may have been as strong as a 3.5 earthquake here. Bay Village, Arkansas. 3.5 earthquake here. 11:04 a.m. this morning. This small earthquake sequence lasts about 20, 30 seconds. 20, 30 seconds of shaking here. Then it dropped down to minor earthquakes, 2.0, and back down to tremors again. That happened. It happened. And over on the far right, guys, what happened here? What happened here, guys? We have minor earthquakes here. 11:59, we have 2.0, 2.5 earthquakes here for a minute and a half. That continues over here on the red line after that, after 11:15. Tremors this time. 1.7, 1.8 tremors here. That continues for another 7 to 8 minutes. 7 to 8 minutes. Then that sequence drops off to tiny tremors, 1.0, 1.1 tremors. Then it starts picking up again. 11:25, we have tremors, then we have minor earthquakes happen again. 2.6, 2.7 earthquake after that. Then tiny tremors again. Then what happens after that? At 11:30 on the blue line on the far left-hand side, 1.1, 1.2 tremors here. 1.1, 1.2 tremors here. These tremors continue for some time here. They continue for some time here. Go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're at 11:38 this morning. 11:38 this morning. Guys, right here, we have another 3.3, 3.5 earthquake here. They cut the top of this seismic sequence off, and at the bottom, it's off the paper. It's totally off the paper here. Off the paper here. I'm not kidding. This is a 3.3, 3.5 earthquake here. Today, Catfish Pond, Arkansas, this morning. That's what happens. Then, this afternoon, all we have is tremors here. All we have is tremors here this afternoon in Catfish Pond, Arkansas. But we're not going to stop here. We're not going to stop. West Memphis, Arkansas on Interstate 40. West of Little Rock, Arkansas. West Memphis is here. Right next to the Nevada Fault. This morning, actually, I'm sorry, this is this afternoon. This is this afternoon. 2:04 this afternoon. We had a 3.2 earthquake here at West Memphis, Arkansas this afternoon. This afternoon, guys. The earth moved here. Central Arkansas here. East. Just east of Little Rock, Arkansas. Just east of Little Rock, Arkansas. The earth is moving here, guys. The earth is moving here. 3.0 earthquake here at West Memphis, Arkansas. This is West Memphis, Arkansas this morning. That was this afternoon. This was this morning. I'm sorry. Was loaded on my hard drive wrong. This is this morning here. Okay. The top black line here is 12 midnight. The top black line here is 12 midnight. We start seeing earthquakes after, I think, 6 o'clock. Let me check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 this morning. Just after 6 this morning. Okay. We go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6:06 this morning, we have another 3.2 earthquake. 3.2 earthquake. Then on the next red line over on the far right, this is 6:27 a.m. this morning. Another 3.0 earthquake here. Then over on the right on the next blue line, it looks like a 1.8 tremor. Then here, okay, all we see here are a bunch of tremors. These sticker lines are tremors here, not magma, but tremors here. Tremors here, guys. Then, after 8:30 this morning, just after 8:30 this morning, 8:01 this morning, 2.4 earthquake on the blue line. 8:31, 8:32 this morning, 2.4 earthquake. We go over here to the far right. This, in this case, is 8:40. I want to say 8:42 a.m. this morning. 8:42 a.m. this morning, maybe 8:41, 8:42. Another 3.0 earthquake here. Another 3.0 earthquake. As I said before, we have a lot of earthquakes happening here on the New Madrid Fault. Seismic energy is increasing here. The strength of the earthquakes is increasing, and the numbers of earthquakes are also increasing here. You can see it on the seismographs here. A definite increase. Then we have more earthquakes here as well. But in this case, I'm going to drop down here after 11:15 on the left-hand side on the red line. We're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes later. This is 11:20 a.m. this morning, a 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. This morning, West Memphis, Arkansas. West Memphis, Arkansas. The ground is moving, guys. The ground is moving. I want to take you over to Tachikoon, Arkansas here. About 50 miles west of the New Madrid Fault. Tachikoon, Arkansas. In this case, guys, the top black line is 12 midnight last night. Then we come down here to later this morning. Later this morning, after 7:15. On the red line over on the right-hand side after 7:15 this morning, we have 7:26 tremor activity. 1.2, 1.3. Before 7:27, we have 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. Then it drops down to 2.5, 2.6 again. Drops down to tremors. About 7:28 this morning, 2.0. Drops down to tremors again. A minute later, we're back to 2.0 earthquake again. Drops back down to tremors. Then just after 7:29 a.m. this morning, get our next 2.0 earthquake. Then we come over to the blue line after that, 7:30 this morning, another 2.0 earthquake. Right before 7:31, another 2.0 earthquake. And then more tremors. Tons more tremors here. We come over to the center of the seismogram here. Now we come over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes later. 7:38. Now we're over at a 2.5, 2.6 earthquake. Within 30 seconds after that, a 2.6, 2.7 earthquake happens then. After that, we have a bunch of tremors at best. Drop down to the next green line here, more tremors. More and more tremors. Over here on the bottom green line on the right-hand side, or not the bottom, this line here is just after 7:55, 7:56 here, another 2.8, 2.9 earthquake on the green line. Then after 8 a.m. this morning, on the black line on the left-hand side, we have 8 a.m. We go over 8:05 on the black line. 8:05, we have a 3.1, 3.2 earthquake here. Builds up with tremors, building up to 2.8, 2.9 earthquake, 3.1, 3.2 earthquake, and almost immediately dropping down to tremors again. Ongoing earthquakes here. Hatachikoon, Arkansas. On the next red line, we build up to from tremors to 2.5 earthquake and drop down to tremors again. On the next red line after that, now we're at 9 a.m. 9:15 on the red line. We have tremors and minor earthquakes there. The next black line is 10 a.m. Look at all the minor earthquakes happening up until about 10:05. 10:05, all of a sudden we have a bunch of 3.0 earthquakes going across here. 10:05, 10:06, several 3.0 earthquakes. 10:07, 10:08. Then we have minor earthquakes after that. Small minor earthquakes here. Small minor earthquakes here. After 10:15, the same thing happens. Tremors and minor earthquakes again. Over here on the right side of that red line, minor earthquakes here. 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8 earthquakes. Look at all this stuff happening here. Tremors after 11 a.m. here on the last black line on the bottom side. On the next red line, we have tremors and minor earthquakes again. Hatachikoon, Arkansas. How about that? It doesn't stop, guys. It doesn't stop. Hatachikoon, Arkansas this afternoon. After 12:45 this afternoon on the left-hand side on the green line, we go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes later, 5.5 minutes later, 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here. Unreal. Uncaught picking real. 12:49, 12:51 a.m. here, p.m. here. Then we drop down here to 2:17, I shouldn't say 2:17, 2:18 this afternoon. 3.0 earthquake here. Tremors are building up all this time over the next 45 minutes, an hour and 45 minutes, to 3.0 earthquake here. Again. Over and over here, guys. It's interesting how over the last 10 minutes, we've gone from 50 people here watching our program to 37. I told you all what this program is about. Earthquakes. Earthquake increase here along the Pneumatic Fault. Told you about it. More earthquakes here. Now this is happening all day long here on the Pneumatic Fault. This is Marktree, Arkansas, on the eastern side of Arkansas. Northeastern side of Arkansas, south of Jonesboro. Marktree, Arkansas. This is typical of what we see in Marktree, except in this case, not quite as many 3.0 earthquakes as we usually have. Not quite as many 3.0 earthquakes as we usually have. Every morning here in Marktree, Arkansas, guys, we typically see 5 to 8 3.0 earthquakes here every day. We don't quite see that here yet. But we see minor tremors, all kinds of minor tremors, all kinds of them. After 5:45, we have tremors. Over here on the right, 5:25 this morning, these tremors begin to be minor earthquakes. 2.0, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, 3.0 earthquake here. 3.0 earthquake, then they get less than that, 2.7, 2.8 again, 2.5, 2.0, and drop down to tremors again. More tremors here. Then we drop down here to 9:45 on the green line here on the bottom left-hand side. Not the bottom green line, but on the left-hand side, third green line up. In this case, at about 9:50 a.m. this morning, 2.6, 2.7 earthquake. Then 1.9, 2.0 earthquake. Then back out to 2.8, 2.9 minor earthquake. Back down to 2.5, 2.6, 2.4, 2.0, and back down to tremors again. 10:01, 10:02 this morning. Tremors leading up to 2.0 earthquake at 10:02. Then tremors again until we get down here to about after 10:40 this morning. After 10:40 this morning, tremors build up to 2.4, 2.5 earthquake. Go back down to tremors, instantly go up to 2.8, 2.9. Then all of a sudden we have 3.4, 3.5 earthquake here. 3.4, 3.5 earthquake here. How do I know that? Because this earthquake sequence is over 2 minutes long, number one. Number two, the seismic signal itself, the sequence itself, was cut off at the top and cut off at the bottom here. Cut off at the top and cut off at the bottom here. They don't want us to know the strength of this earthquake. This is probably a 3.5 small earthquake here. 3.5 small earthquake here in Marquette, Arkansas. This is kind of typical what we see though. We see lots of 3.0s, and occasionally we see a 3.5 as well, sometimes even larger here in Marquette, Arkansas. They happen. They happen all too frequently. Then Marquette, Arkansas this afternoon, right here. In this case, at 12 noon on the top left-hand side on the black line, that's 12 noon, nothing between 12 noon and 12:15. Between 12:15 and 12:30 this afternoon, nothing but tremors. Nothing but tremors. Then after 12:30 on the blue line, going all the way over here to the right, 12:46 p.m. this afternoon, tremor activity. 12:47 more tremor activity. This time it's a 1.8 tremor. A minute later, it was still 1.9 tremor building into 2.5, 2.6 earthquake. Then back down to tremors and minor earthquakes. And then what happens after that? We come over here to 12:45. The sequence of earthquakes here, 12:45. Now we are at over a minute and a half, or 2.5 minutes here, 2.5 minutes of 3.0 activity. Over 3.0 activity. Notice again, this seismic sequence was cut off at the top and the bottom. That means this earthquake was stronger than they're showing it to be. This is at least a 3.1 earthquake. Meaning this seismic sequence probably 3.5 earthquake. But it started over here on the right after 12:38, 12:39. Prior to that, tremors. Prior to that, tremors. Uncut and pick and reel. That's what happens. 12:43, 12:44, 12:45 on the green line. 2 minutes of 3.5 activity here. Fact. After that, we drop down to tremor activity for about 45 minutes. Nearly an hour. Nearly an hour. Then after 2 p.m. this afternoon, 2 p.m. this afternoon, we have tremor activity again. Almost 3.5 minutes of tremor activity. Then at 2:03, the tremor 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes. 9 minutes. We started